Hello and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, as you can see with the title, we are going to be crocheting for the very first time ever. So I am a complete beginner, but I know crocheting has been around for a while now, and I'm also aware that it really boomed or popped up around 2020, when people were looking for new hobbies or businesses to pursue while in quarantine. But back then, it never really piqued my interest. I just saw that everyone was making hats and stuffed toys and bags, and I didn't really want to buy or make any crocheted items back then. But now, since I am currently not in school, and B, ever since turning 21, I wanted to try and see what new hobbies I can dive into or try to incorporate in my life. And one of the cheapest and easily learnable hobby out there was crocheting. In this video, I'm going to be taking you along with me when I first started crocheting, all of the mishaps that happened in between, and believe me, there were quite a bit, to the final product, which you're kind of seeing right now. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Here's the progress on the shirt. This is one roll of yarn, and now I'm kind of worried that it's not going to be enough to finish the entire top because I only bought 4 other of the same color. I'm going to use those for a different part of the tank top. I should probably go and buy more of this specific shade. We've also faced some mishaps here. I didn't count how many stitches I had to make per side, so now it's looking like this, but I've already figured out how to solve it. So I think it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. This is my first project ever, and I can now go and do better. The stitches look good though, if I do say so myself. I'm back. I now have short red hair and I have a crochet update. So I finally finished part 1 of the top that I'm making, and supposedly this isn't just part 1, this is supposed to be the entire base of the top. My original plan was to crochet just one big entire long piece, have it wrapped around my body and use that as the base of the top, but since both sides of the base are squiggly because I was trying to figure out how to even them out, I kind of don't want this squiggly part to be the top here. I want the more straight line to look better. So now I decided to divide it into 2 parts. So this is the first part, and then I'm gonna make one longer one to connect with these 2 rough and squiggly edges to make the piece. here is the current situation. This is the top that I used as a reference. From the straps to the end of the shirt, I already got the size down, but now my problem is this. So I'm definitely gonna make one long piece, and I have to at least measure the shortest parts of these squiggly edges to make sure that I can get to sew the entire edge together. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And now that I've kind of gotten the hang of the entire crocheting, I think I can now better walk you through my entire process. I have here my pink measuring tape, and this part is 14 inches. I'm not gonna copy the cut here, which kind of goes slimmer as down. I'm just gonna make it one big rectangle, and it's 14 inches. Then I'm just gonna add more for these tiny little parts. Starting off with my yarn, I'm gonna be making a slip knot, which I'm currently watching on a YouTube video right in front of me because honestly I forgot how to do it. So after doing the slip knot, I'm now gonna crochet once. One tip that I saw was to always grab it down so you don't have to struggle to loop it in the next hole. So that was really helpful to me, especially as a beginner. Okay, update. I finished the first row. I made it a little over 18 inches to be able to fully, wrap it around the first part, and I repeated my error from that first project, which was not counting how many stitches I made. But we don't have to think about it anymore because we have these stitch markers, which is kind of like a small safety pin that's made of plastic, which I can use to mark the end of my stitch so that the uneven edges won't happen again. I've reached the end of the first yarn that I was using. I'm gonna be connecting the new yarn with the current project that I'm on through what they call the magic knot. And now I'm back. I forgot to film the rest of me crocheting the straps and making the necessary adjustments because I was kind of rushing it. Here is the final product. I forgot to also adjust the straps because it's still very loose on both sides. But this is how it turned out. I won't be showing you the back side because the stitching between the two rectangles I did is back there, so I'm just gonna show you this. I'm happy with how the flowers turned out, even though they're very uneven, and the top itself is slightly tight, boxy, but I don't really mind since this is the first time that I've ever crocheted anything, and every time I kind of like doubt my skills, I simply look at the yarn and remind myself that I turned this into this. So
I shouldn't be too hard on myself on that, especially since it's the first time ever and I am a complete beginner. I need to adjust this to make it tighter, but overall the stitching is okay. I think the flowers turned out great. I just need to polish my crocheting abilities, but overall I really liked how it turned out. Probably gonna crochet again since now I have a little bit more background. I can be more precise with the stitching and everything. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. See you again next week for a different video and in the future for another crochet with me. See you again next Sunday at